Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Unknown Comics Podcast, episode 60, I think.
60 plus, right?
No, maybe.
Are we at 60?
I don't know. I'll have to hold on. I can look.
We're in an episode of the Unknown Comics Podcast.
We are inside an episode of the Unknown Comics Podcast. It has been a minute since we've done one.
November-ish.
We kind of took a holiday break, and
this would be technically starting.
let's see here.
Did we start the first year in a beginning of the year? So this would be year 3.
Yeah, we started in January. I totally forgot about that. Okay, this would be episode 66.
There we go.
Order
66 is happening.
Episode Route 66.
Yeah, take out the Jedi.
There we go.
I am wearing an Empire hat right now, so just throwing that out there.
I'm actually wearing Unknown Comics apparel.
I'm wearing nerd apparel. It's very nerdy.
It's not Unknown Comics apparel. Anyway.
Our chat's not caught up. People might be talking to us and we have no idea.
Yeah, it is.
You see the arrow?
Oh. So split screen seems to kill the whole show. Well, that's... Anyway. We'll address that here in a second. Real easy like. All right, so hope everybody is well. We had a pretty good break. And of course we did the holiday thing and all that jazz and
holidays be crazy
and ran a bunch of sales and yeah, it was pretty good holiday for us. So Chris, what did you get caught up on nerd wise during the holiday break?
I wish I could say I did. I started watching Willow.
Okay.
I'm behind on Willow, but I started watching Willow.
Yeah, because it is a weekly drip.
It's a
release.
Weekly one. It is. It's hard to watch, and I'm not sure it's because they were like, the acting in the first movie was kind of subpar, so we should keep that throughout the TV series.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but character-wise, it is kind of hard to watch. I'm still interested in the story. I'm still interested to see where it goes.
Yeah.
But I've watched a few episodes, and that part's been a little bit lacking in my opinion, which is kind of surprising from something that Lucas and Disney are putting out. Let's see. I still haven't finished House of Dragons.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
wow.
a couple episodes on that. And then like what we were talking about earlier, Star Trek, I've been trying to get caught up, and I just keep forgetting that that's something I'm watching. Even though it's really, really good, I just completely forget.
Yeah, so so my wife and daughter and I, we watched Wednesday.
Wednesday was great.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. And of course, it did officially get picked up for a second season.
Yeah.
This week, which I mean, you knew it was going to.
Well, with the way Netflix is,
that's true. I just can't imagine
they'd give that cash cow.
Yeah,
away.
yeah. I think it just blew up. With all the TikTok dances and stuff that came out of it.
Yeah.
There was just no way they were going to let that one go. And then, I finally subscribed to Paramount Plus for the first time. I had subscribed back to CBS All Access when it was that, back when Discovery first premiered, and I watched the first season and a half. So I stopped at the mid-season break of Discovery in season 2, and then I let it expire. Was watching other things. That was the only Star Trek show at the time, I believe.
Yeah. That was the kickoff for the TV series.
Yeah. And then I never re-upped up until now. Now that Picard is getting the build up to its season 3 and all the stuff that's going to be coming with that.
And Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. I just wanted to get caught up, so I am watching Picard right now. I'm about 2/3 of the way through season 1, and I'm enjoying it. I think it's really good. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun crew dynamic. A lot of the actors and stuff, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, hopefully I will get that done in time for season 3's premiere, which is in mid-February. So you're painting miniatures.
Yeah, putting miniatures together, painting miniatures. War Machine Mk.IV comes out this Friday, so I've been putting our demo set together for that from Privateer Press. Of course, Games Workshop stuff. Just got the new boarding action books that came out this week. So that is basically you get 1 HQ and you can get up to 3 troops or 3 elites and have a little mini battle around 500 points or so. Very fast-paced version of GW, which is nice because you don't have to worry about vehicles and all that kind of stuff. But also, even though it is like a new version of the game, the basic rules are still the same, and it cuts out a lot of the extras like having to know stratagems and all that. The only thing you have are the basic 3 that everybody gets: a command reroll, like reroll a dice for hitting, reroll a dice for wounding, whatever. My microphone's hitting my shirt, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Take like that. I'm still doing it.
Well, I
The
think
cords are interacting.
there you go. That's what's happening.
Yep. The cords are trying to make a baby over here.
Yeah. So now I got to look at the War Machine stuff. It's interesting. Like I said,
It's cool to see the 3D models.
Yeah.
The 3D printed models. They look really nice.
They don't look 3D like I'm used to how 3D printed models were, and you'd see all those striation lines and stuff where it was layering the plastic and all that, and
they're super clean.
Yeah.
I didn't have to clean any of the ones that I put together already. The hardest part about it was the magnets, because you have to remember polarity. So if you accidentally mess up a magnet, even though you think you got it right, which I got probably 2 out of the 40 magnets I put in there wrong, so that sucked because I was like,
getting them back out of there.
Take them back out because they actually have recessed spots for those magnets to go in.
Yeah.
So that's been good. It was, but outside of that, it was just sticking them on the basic.
I heard somebody say something about you put them together ahead of time, and then you paint one side or something. I'm trying to remember what they said to do, and then you scrape it off. And then that way what sides need to go where or something like that. I can't remember. A lot of people have tricks on how to do magnets and that are polar and
do that. I think a lot of it for me is just start with your sockets, like what your main part's going to be.
Yeah.
And then everything goes to that.
Yeah.
Then you never have to worry about your polarity being messed up.
Yeah.
Because it always goes to that arm.
Or could you just put the magnets together, stick it in one, glue it, and then just take the next piece?
That's what it got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just glue it to the
those
the
first 2 were kind of.
I guess you would worry about glue creeping into the.
So what I did on that, because that does happen, I actually would just take some snippers and just
top it off,
cut between the magnet, and then it was fine.
There you go.
Okay,
so we'll go ahead and get into the meat of what we got tonight, because we don't have a whole lot, but there's a lot coming. So we kind of had a pretty good break, and during this time we were evaluating kind of what the podcast is, what it needs to be. And so a lot of us bringing the podcast to Whatnot was basically funding the podcast, right? We would sell stuff, talk about our nerd hobbies, and you would buy stuff, and we would post this, and if people watched it, great. So a couple things. One, we weren't really selling that much.
No.
At all.
I would say average podcast was about $60 a show.
Yeah, which pretty much paid for my salary while we were here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then on top of that, we would kind of come into it pretty not organized, and then like we're at a signing. Yeah, we're kind of in signing mode with this backdrop for those that are watching us.
Mike, what do you want me to sign? I'll sign your chest. I'll do it. Your baby.
right on the forehead. Sharpie. Anyway, so we sat down and we started talking about what we want the podcast to be, where we want to go, and so one of the things is we will still put the podcast on Whatnot, where we are right now. We will still post it on YouTube after the fact, an edited version after the fact. But we also are going to go back to being online on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yep.
All 4 of them, and we will monitor the chats on all 4. The difference being is there's going to be a significant difference between the live version and the edited version. So, and the fact that the new podcast is going to have an actual structure, and I'm going to get off my lazy butt and actually be a good producer and make sure there is planned content for said podcast.
It's not like he doesn't do this for a living, literally, or anything.
Right. So it's fine. Here's the thing.
He was taking a break from work, okay?
Yeah, structure. I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. And Darren will be in there somehow.
Yes,
So don't believe that, Mike.
And part of this is we definitely want Darren to come back into the podcast fold. We think our group dynamic is better when he's around, even though he annoys the ever living hell out of me.
Yes.
That apparently people like it. So I have to give the people what they want. He is my foil to my structured, organized self. And then he is the bull in the china shop that wrecks it all.
Yeah. I mean, he was here for a week, guys, here at the store.
Yeah.
Holy crap. You guys won't believe how many extra boxes are here now.
Yeah.
So many extra boxes that we didn't have that are back here now.
From the warehouse?
From the warehouse. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He just came here and vomited cases. It was awesome.
Yeah, which we've had a lot on the clearance sale. So
yeah, I mean it'll go out the door. It's just fun.
Yeah. So what we'll be doing is we'll be bringing Darren in as a guest. Of course, for a lot of people that don't know, Darren is a DM's worst nightmare. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that though is he would want to be the DM and then he'd show up and be like, "Hey Brandon, do you got a story I could use?"
That's exactly what would happen. That is my history with any game with him. It's like, hey, I want to play this game. Cool. Here's the rule book. Can you teach it to me? I'm like, bullshit.
Yeah, that's why he likes the games that already come with all the things to do. So
I'm telling you,
show up.
He just wants to get into the action.
Yep.
So basically, we'll still do the podcast Thursdays at 7. There's a lot that's not changing. But then there's a lot that is, and what we want to do is we have fun doing the podcast.
Yep.
This is just more fun for us than it is something that the store needs. So what we'll do is when we go live on Thursday nights, the opening segment is for y'all is going to be kind of a what's happening at Unknown Comics. So it's Chris will spearhead that. He'll be talking about sales we've got going on online, shows that we're going to, things that are happening in store. Like a few months ago when we did the FOC changes and stuff like that. We'll communicate during that part of the podcast.
Yep.
The next part is going to be very similar to kind of the freeform podcast. It's what we're into. It's what we're playing, what we're watching, what we're reading, hobbies, all that stuff. We'll each kind of get our little moment to talk about kind of what we're into. And because I know you and Darren are doing a lot of hobbying right now. I don't hobby. I play games, but I don't hobby. And so we'll have like a little segment there to do that. And at the end of each of these segments, we will open it up for the live audience to have a little bit of Q&A. So if you have any questions about stuff. Now, one thing the Q&A won't be during the store promo time is customer service time. Yeah. We're not going to have Shopify open. We're not going to look at orders. We'll talk about, what we're doing. Hobby is a verb.
Yeah, in this, it's totally legit.
Yeah.
Use it in your sermon on Sunday.
But you can ask questions about, shows we're going to and stuff like that. The Q&A parts with the live chat will pretty much happen at the end of every segment. Those won't go on to the edited version of the podcast that goes on YouTube after and goes to audio just because it's out of context. And we probably during the main bulks of the segments, we won't interact with chat like we do right now. Just that way it's more better for the non-live audience.
That's a word you can say something about, Mike.
So we'll do the store promo section, and you got to think of it. Every podcast has a sponsor, right? Unknown Comics is sponsoring 3 idiots to ramble for an hour.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to help the business out a little bit and create like a little bit of an Unknown Comics news segment, more gooder.
I don't think you put enough ERs in there.
Yeah. So after the store promo, we'll get the what we're into segment, and then we'll open it up to the chat. What are y'all into, and what are y'all watching and thinking of stuff? So there will be kind of the curated part of the segment, and then the live chat part of the segment. That way, you have a chance to interact with us if you're watching live, and stuff like that. Then we'll get into the main topic, and one thing that Chris and I talked about was we've done show analysis and stuff like that. There are a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos that just do that way better than we do.
Yeah.
We can tell you what we like and what we don't like, and that's what we're into segment is. So focusing on the main topic, what's kind of been on my mind and in my heart is, what are we as Unknown Comics? What are we experts in, right? And that's one of the reasons I want to get Darren back on the podcast more, along with Chris. Is Chris and Darren understand the industry, understand the hobby of collecting, and can speak into that better. And I'm just kind of the everyman that just asks a bunch of questions and kind of drives it along. But so it'll be things that are related to what we do at Unknown Comics. That's kind of why you found us in the first place, right? And so that's what we know. That's what we're experts in. That's why people will actually listen to us. On top of that, well, do you have anything to kind of say to that point?
No, I think the open topic is going to be good. It'll just give us that kind of time to really talk, vent, whatever, about whatever's going on. So it'll be a good little session. We don't expect it to be very long, but it will be a good little spot every week.
What are you talking about?
How to purchase packing peanuts in 100-ton bulk at a discount price. So, side story. Experts, correct. When we first started buying packing peanuts, we were buying them by a bag, and they were like $80 a bag, because we didn't know that there was a better option. And then we found out, hey, we've got a local paper place here locally that does supplies, and we went from paying like $85 a bag of peanuts to $14 a bag of peanuts.
Holy cow.
Talk about a markup, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thankfully we found them pretty early on, so we didn't do that for too long. But talking about how much peanuts cost.
The main topic probably won't be the nitty gritty of owning a business.
I mean, unless it really matters. But
yeah, it would be more so about what's happening in the comics industry, what's happening with collecting.
Sometimes we always do, we've had some really good top threes in the past.
Yeah.
There could be some really good subjects that we just kind of think would be good as well. So,
and then the other thing that is just kind of an untapped resource for us, and we've kind of done this in the past, is we know a lot of people.
We know a lot of creators,
artists. We're going to start doing some interviews and hopefully get them on live. So we can do live interviews with them, with you and live with them. But if we can't get them here at Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central, then what we'll do is we'll record interviews and play them back, but we'll be live in the chat, and it'll be kind of framed inside of
that would
other
be
stuff.
Quite a reach, my friend.
My camera's asking if we can get Alex Ross. Yeah. Like I said, though, we have relationships with a lot of artists, a lot of writers and content creators. I think we'll try. We'll try, Mike. It would be great just to bring them in, and we have a system where we can bring them in for video calls, just like Darren.
That's how we'll be bringing Darren in every week.
Yeah, so. Darren will be video calling in. So we're really excited about, like I said, focusing on things that we know, and that set us apart. Let's say that. Mm-hmm. And that'll be that. That will not be the final segment. So this one, as Chris and I are like pontificating about what the podcast should be and everything, Darren was in town last week, and Darren's like, I want to make it a Bible study. And I was like, well, hold on. Pump brakes.
The whole thing?
I think that's where he was starting.
Yeah.
And so, we were kind of going back and forth. So for those that don't know, the three of us, at the very least, we're Christian. We are, evangelical Christians. I know my camera is very shocked. So are you.
Yeah. He's like, wait, I spent a weekend with you guys in New York, and I preach to people on a daily basis. Right. Lies.
I didn't say we're good Christians. We just are.
Yeah.
So it has been on Darren's heart. He did a Facebook Live a couple months ago.
You were in that hotel room, Mike. Awkward.
Get more artists who love making Mary Jane covers. Okay.
A lot of that's actually up to us. So
Yeah. Anyway, so the last segment at the end, and Darren will kind of drive this, is we're going to kind of make it a little bit of a small group time, and we're not. Here's what this is not. That last segment is not pushing our beliefs on anybody, and if you don't care or want to attend, then it's the last part of our show. You can click off and have a great day, and it'll be fine. It is not. We're not out there to evangelize.
it's not going to be about pushing agenda.
No,
Anything
no,
like
not
that.
at all. It will also not be about debating theologies and debating beliefs. It's basically a time for if you need, if you need prayer for anything.
Yeah, it's a deeper community time.
Yeah.
and that's what this is, right? It's
Yeah.
a community.
It's a place for us to open up our hearts to y'all as a community. And if you're hurting, if you're struggling, we're also not licensed therapists. Like we're just normal everyday people.
Yeah.
But we can agree with you, and we can pray with you, and we can vent to each other, and we can just have this kind of this close time of just being friends and talking about what we believe, and we believe that Jesus is Christ, and that's who we are. And yeah, I don't know any better way to say it.
Even for I can say even for my staff, I don't know if everybody on my staff, over 20 plus people, would agree with that.
Yeah,
and that's fine. Again, it's not about pushing that on anybody, but we want to make that available, and
Yeah.
it's just been something that Darren's been has felt led to do, and
yeah,
so that's what we're gonna do.
and I think the last part of, even though this will be the Unknown Comics podcast, it will be part of it. That last segment, of course, does not represent the company as a whole. Right? That we are speaking for the three of us. And only the three of us, and we're not, of course, we don't require that of our employees, and they're free to believe or not believe what they choose,
Yep.
And just so that's out there. So, like I said, this is all going forward, and we're planning on starting this next Thursday,
So kind of what do you got? Multicast.
yeah.
And then we've got
Yeah, we're going back to multicasting.
multicasting. So if you're on Twitter or Facebook or Twitch, you'll be able to see, not Twitter. Why did I say Twitter? I mean, you could do Twitter, but
Facebook,
YouTube.
YouTube, Twitch, whatnot. We will still put it on Whatnot. We will not be selling. Oh, that's the other thing we didn't hit on. Whatnot will be just like tonight. We won't have anything for sale.
Yeah, we do enough shows where we ask for y'all's money, so I think it's okay for us just to say, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's be together for a little bit. So
will we do giveaways? We don't know.
it's here or there. It's
It's here or
possible.
there.
Yeah.
Don't expect it, but I'm not saying it can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the main reason we're staying on Whatnot is just because a lot of you have gotten used to joining us there, and this just kind of doesn't just cut y'all off completely,
Yep.
Cold turkey. Because there is a chance that Whatnot needs to pivot to a show at that time slot. We don't know yet.
Yeah. The schedule still be working out.
But so we'll just kind of bridge the gap by multicasting it to all four again. And like I said, we're going to be better about pre-promoting. Like I'd like to get the main topic that evening out to y'all sooner through social media, so you kind of know what we're going to be talking about a little bit, and that our format is predictable, and that hopefully we can be a lot more consistent about weekly, but we'll try to communicate a little better when we're not. And then like I said, the next day I'll cut it down and edit it up and make it clean and polished. I'm actually going to have edited video tags like a proper podcast should. I'm going to get that done. And hopefully it's something that like I said, if you can't catch us live, will be enjoyable to go back and listen to. So that is the podcast going forward.
Yeah.
If y'all have any questions, Chris brought up how perfect and unrealistic comic characters' teeth are. That may be a good topic. Like stuff like that would be fun topics.
I want to make sure that everybody knows who actually brought that subject up and was freaking out about it for like 30 minutes on a Whatnot show, and his name was not Chris.
Was it?
It was Mike Hammer. He was really freaking out
Oh!
about how Joker's teeth looked too pretty.
That was the other thing.
He got really clappy over there a second ago.
That was the other thing is, in addition to having artists or industry guests, we'll have some of y'all, like our
Chatties.
our kind of our super fans or our loyal fans. We definitely Mike, you're probably going to get asked to be on, which I think we've tried to get you on the podcast for years and it never worked out. We're really going to try now. So we'll have y'all video call in and stuff and interact with us live. That was another thing we really wanted to do is get to meet y'all and actually talk to y'all about stuff.
And see, but B Martinez remembers what happened. He got really weird about teeth. Yeah, he did. Thanks,
Yeah.
B. Appreciate you coming in there.
And B
got
Martinez
my back.
is really all about us requesting more Mary Jane covers.
Yeah, and
He's spamming us about it.
yeah.
So
we
I think you have a type.
I think it's Darren you got to talk to. He's the one that always requests Black Cat over MJ. So
Yeah.
just saying.
So anyway, we hope you like the new format. We hope it'll be fun. We want to get back into it, and we miss doing it. And like I said, I do miss doing the podcast with Darren. It's
a good thing he's not on this one, so he doesn't hear you say that.
I know it would make his ego just go to new proportions. He would have been here tonight, but he is actually driving back to Florida right now. So
Yep. He's in Florida now.
oh, he is actually
Just
made it
not
back.
quite home yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway,
Michael Jordan. Oh,
yeah,
MJ
yeah, we are
covers.
going to do. We need to
We're gonna
do
some crying MJ.
We need to do Michael Jordan and some very tight Spider-Man costumes.
Yeah.
With him or no,
dunking.
no. Michael Jordan in a white tank top with the Spider-Man symbol in jeans, torn jeans, in an awkward pose on a couch.
Yeah.
Circa
That's awkward.
Campbell.
Yeah.
I think that would be hilarious if it was actually Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson. Ooh, that'd be even weirder.
Yeah, it would be extremely weird.
That'd be a totally weird MJ.
I don't think I could look at that. I mean, the first one would be hard to do.
Would he still have breasts? I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
depends on.
No, let's not do it.
Leave it
not do
alone.
it.
Let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone.
Let's move it.
With a Spidey crop top.
All right, guys. Well, that is all we have.
Throwing up. That's a way to end a podcast.
Here we go.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Jesus and Michael Jackson. And
Again. Here's the thing. We're still nerds. We still have irreverent senses of humor, and we also happen to be Christian. You can do both.
We'll give away the Bibles.
You can be both in moderation. You can be both. So, guys, we hope you have a good night. We're gonna take off for now. Like I said, we will be back with a new format, and Darren will be back next week, and we'll have awesome times. Don't forget, whatnot, to tune in at 10:30 to Chris's show. He's got stuff.
Deals.
So be ready for that. Hopefully I didn't just make audio and video go away when I clicked away because I totally forgot I'm not allowed to do that.
Deals.
So am I back?
We're moving.
Okay, we're still moving.
Okay.
All right. Well, guys, have a great evening, and we will see you next week on the Unknown Comics Podcast. Bye-bye.